The percentage of Brahmins in what was United Telugu Bastion stood at 5%, and rough estimates say they may be maximum 3% in Telangana. Then Vice Chief Minister K. Chandrashekar Rao, popularly known as KCR, offering them sops, many may ask. For one, he makes no bones about being a devout Hindu, and by that many feel his particular preference for the Brahmin community in his personal life. And second, which seems more logical, is that the election is knocking at his door. KCR Garu inaugurated the Viprahita Brahmin Sadan, a massive community hall for Brahmins in Hyderabad yesterday, to be what he termed as the hub of Sanatana Dharma. Built at a cost of over 12 crores, Brahmin Sadan is spread over 6 acres and houses 4 buildings, including an administrative block, a marriage hall, an auditorium and rooms for seers. KCR announced that the assistance given to the priests of temples under Dhupa Deepa Naivedyam program would be increased from 6,000 to 10,000 rupees. Additionally, the assistance would be extended to another 2,796 temples, taking the number to 6,441 temples. So you see clearly, he's just upscaled whatever sops were offered earlier. I do not know if you should call it sops earlier because it was a scheme, but now he's layered it further. Now, KCR Garu also extended a one-time grant of 2 lakhs to Veda Patashalas, that is Vedic schools, and added that poor Brahmin students studying in IITs and IIMs would also be made eligible to get fee reimbursement. Many may ask if this is his way of countering the centre's 10% reservation for the EWS, or is it really to keep the Bharatiya Janata Party at bay? Or is it to just be seen as an alternative to Modi and hence be a potential PM candidate? Suresh, what do you make of this? The thing is that we all know the kind of image that KCR has. He is supposed to be very, very superstitious. He looks at Rahu Kalam, Yamagandam, all the Panchang he takes care of, Vastu, Shastra. You remember the secretariat, he decided that he will rebuild it. Also, number 6 apparently is very careful when to start, when not to start, etc., etc. But the thing is that, if you look at it electorally, politically, Brahmins must be max, 3%? What do you make of this, where he's given them a lot of advantages, Suresh?
It's basically a question of semantics here, because this is not KCR's first outreach to a particular community. For example, he has reached out to the Jains and made the Mahavir Hospital area, which the Jains were from a long time, as a freehold. Of course, he has been in power for 9 years, didn't do it then. In fact, in between, MIM wanted that land and he almost agreed to it. But then he had to backtrack because he realized that the Jains, even though numerically very small, were a very powerful community and were often associated with the BJP. Your question is right, 3% of Brahmins, and why do you pamper them? The question is that he can't be seen not. That's a problem. Because he is seen as somebody who goes to temples, did the Yadadri project, did all the stuff, he does a lot of yagas and all that. At the same time, he tries to maintain what he calls a secular, because secular by definition means that you don't favor any religion. Actually, you don't go to any religion at all. That's a dictionary meaning of secularism, which originated from England, as we all know, from the UK. But what is KCR doing? You saw he did the Banjara Bhavan, he did the Bhavan for other communities. He's been reaching out to everybody. And here is where I fault the BJP, because of course the BJP can't be doing what he's doing because they are not running the state. But there is an area called Secunderabad Cantonment Board, where a large number of people from different communities reside, and they have been pressing for their kind of thing. For example, the Malayalis, who number about something like 3.5 to 4 lakh voters in the twin cities of Hyderabad and Secunderabad. A large of them work in the army, the railways, have retired from different services. But till date, they haven't got any land. They got one land which was in Jubilee Hills, all the way, where nobody resides from this community, hardly resides that side of the town. But again, for the Tamil community, of course, he has not done anything so far because they are again a very kind of niche community. But he has reached out to the bigger communities. He knows that there are powerful communities, or otherwise. And of course, as in the Brahmins case, the Archakas spend the amount that is giving to them And he's also announced, but the bigger announcement should have been that I'm giving back all the temples to you. That should have been the announcement, but that he will not do it because the temples are a cash cow for the government of Telangana and for other governments across the country. But KCR's outreach is something that I faulted even the BJP for, because BJP is taking their core voter base for granted. And this is what happened in Karnataka. They took the core voter base for granted, and they kind of went for the appeasement drive on the opposite side with this Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, and it backfired badly because the core voter base asked him the same question: "What have you done for us?" And there was nothing that the core voter base was done for, and they were kind of angry with him. Same thing. But you look at UP on the other hand, there the chief minister knows what to do very well, and he, in fact, ensures that wherever he has a Hindutva element, Yogi Adityanath proudly proclaims it, and I don't see anything wrong with that. He's again catering to the same audience as MIM would do in Hyderabad, in the old city of Hyderabad.
True.
So I think KCR is playing the gallery right now, trying to reach out to each of the communities, no matter how minuscule they are. And I think he will again go back at the election time and tell them, look, I did this for you, and I want your votes now.
Tell me something, Roydin. Do you think that although the Brahmins are minuscule, they are around 3%, do you think that they are a very influential community? As in, when I say influential, when it comes to decision making, when it comes to influencing what are major decisions. I do not know, because in Tamil Nadu, they are not. They are 2% and they've been relegated to the back burner. But do you think in Telangana, they still have some kind of heft, Roydin?
Well, if you talk to the point, the Brahmin community is a very small community compared to any other community here in Telangana. But for them influencing any part of the voters, I talk about the voters list because that's the main aspect what we talk about politics.
Right.
I don't think that plays much of a vital role in that. Because see, here if you look at the entire southern states, it's a different ballgame for politics when you talk about caste and religion and all. So when we talk about the Brahmins, the 3% of them, it's not much of an impact. But look at what the chief minister is doing at the moment is, he is reaching out to every community. Let us not talk about, because see, he wants even a 3% also to have their share in the state. That's the beauty about him. We have seen him in many aspects. Let it be the Hindus, the Muslims, the Christians, the Jains, the Parsis, in the Sikh community. Everyone has the share. And now we have seen him not only here the bound for the Brahmins, but it's all over the place. Like every community, even the Yadav community, he has given everyone the equal right, equal freedom, equal right. And, that plays a vital role for him. Actually, that's the most important thing what he's doing. So even if you calculate 3% also, it makes a number. So every drop is counted. So when we want to look at it in an aspect of whether the Brahmin community is influential or not, I say it's not much influential. But maybe not in Telangana. But look at the aspect of going outside Telangana. Okay, this will play a vital role for the BRS outside Telangana, because when we look at the other parts of the country, the northern part of the country, there's a lot of Brahmins that influence a lot of governments over there, and the people also. Okay, they have a say over there. But so Telangana is not the only aspect what he looks at. He has a different vision, and he's a man of he knows what to do.
Murali, I want to ask you that what Roydin said, and I want to take a leaf from what he said, Murali. Look at the way he's eyeing Maharashtra. He's saying that, let's talk about the the agrarian distress. Where are the farmers? What is it? And number two is, like both Suresh as well as Roydin said, that he is not just appeasing or making Brahmins happy. He has made the Jains happy. He has made the Parsis happy, the Sikhs happy, and let me add, Banjaras. He's also, focused on the Banjaras, the Lambadis, as it were. So I'm asking you something, that is it a two-pronged strategy in the sense, yes, Brahmins are, minuscule in comparison, but he's, given them more than what they were getting earlier, because for the benefit of the viewers, Brahmin Sadan, he I think established in 2017, if I'm not wrong, in January. So this is just an extension. But do you think that what KCR Garu is eyeing is actually that prime ministerial chair in New Delhi?
Yeah, that's for sure, because you don't play a match with an intention not to win. So you play a match with an intention to win, and there's nothing wrong in KCR aspiring to be the prime minister whenever that happens, or if that happens. But then that apart, if we really look at this, the whole show Bazi on the this event of inauguration of the building for the Brahmins, and Brahmins, as my predecessors have said, it's constituted a minuscule 3%, and it's neither here nor there. But yeah, that's for sure. It's neither nor here, and it's basically it's nowhere. Actually, you don't find a cabinet berth for the Brahmins, nor for the any MLAs or any of the, except for the few bureaucrats here and there. But then that's by default and not by choice in any case. And let's look at it. Why do people get this kind of a phobia or a fancy that only 6 months away from the elections you now start getting it and reaching out all the communities? I mean, I thought that they should be doing it's a continuous process, and it just doesn't happen only during the election year. And by doing that, what is happening is, as you rightly said, if I'm aiming for the PM's chair, obviously I need to copy some of the things of what Modi is doing and say, okay, it's a sabka saath, sabka vikas. And so whether it's Banjara or whether it is Dalit, whether it is Yadavas, whether it is X or Y or Z, so you reach out to all the communities 6 months before or 1 year before the election. So that's natural. But then, is that a part of the strategy? I think this is not a part of the strategy, in the sense that this is what has been the tradition of all the political parties in any case. So I think there's nothing new that KCR per se is doing, being an astute politician that he is.
Mr. Shastri, KCR Garu's attempt to kind of layer what the Brahmins have been getting, the Brahmin sadan that he set up in 2017. Now he's increased, the kind of monies that they were getting, also the grants which they used to get in phases. Now they will get, at one go. Also, fee reimbursement for Brahmin children who are poor, studying in IIT and IIMs, etc., Veda Patashalas, etc., Dhupadipa, all that. Should one look at it only from the prism of elections, or should one look at it from the prism of he's trying to establish himself as the true votary of what we know as the idea of India, and therefore being very secular and eyeing the prime ministerial chair?
With the elections being a few months away, I don't know whether anything can be seen from a prism other than election politics.
Right.
Also, I've been hearing the debate. Reaching out to the Brahmin community, interestingly, is not just about the percentage they are in the society, but it is also about the larger symbolism that they represent and the larger impact of that symbolism on Hindu society in general, I think is a point we need to keep in mind. But let me make 3 points here in this context. Point number 1, elections see a competitive demonstration of religiosity. If one party leader demonstrates religiosity, I think others don't remain far behind. So I think this temple visits, appeasing or catering to the needs of certain influential religious groups is something that you see across the time of elections.
Right.
Secondly, let's also remember, when do students go more frequently to the temple? Or why do we all go to a temple before we go for a major job interview?
Yeah.
I think the Telangana Chief Minister is exactly doing that as he gets ready for a major challenge he's going to face in getting in securing public support after being in power for 2 terms. So I think that is a second factor. And thirdly, as has been said as part of this debate, KCR is not just looking at Telangana, he's looking at a larger national picture.
Right.
And when you are building the image of a leader, when you are projecting yourself as a leader, in Indian society, north or south or west or east, the fact that you are God fearing, the fact that you are somebody who respects the institution of religion, irrespective of which religion you're talking about, becomes important. So I would see this as a combination of these three factors, a constellation of these three factors working together in what we are seeing happening. And I think KCR is not alone doing this. You look around the country, you look at the past, many leaders have done this and done this with a reasonable degree of success also.